All right, day 6 on the Colorado tour. Last day. We're going to be taking the Amtrak back from Denver this evening. So a really cool town. We're in Idaho Springs here. We stayed at the Uplift Inn, and it's more like an Airbnb style thing. There's no one on the premise. They just send you a code at 4 o'clock at check-in time, and use that on the door, and that's it. So we've got 50 miles today. It's mostly going to be bike paths. We do have some road. We do have some climbing. We're going to have 2,000 feet of elevation today. We're going to have a 14-mile descent down all the way down to Denver. And once we reach Golden there at the bottom of the descent, we'll be on bike paths all the way to downtown Denver to the Union Amtrak station. So, all right, we're gonna hit the road. The last day on the Colorado bike tour. All right, so we ran into a bit of a situation here. The trail is closed. There's a section that's closed until 2027. It's pretty much impassable unless you got an I-70 in a section where there's no shoulder and just a ton of debris. But luckily on the sign they had a phone number we could call for a shuttle, and we had to go back about a mile to the parking lot, and the guy was there already, gave us a ride. It's probably maybe only 2 miles to where the trail connects again and you can ride on it. So we did that, but he was right there. We loaded up the bike, so it was super quick. So if you're riding this route and you see the sign for bike shuttle, trail closed, stop there. don't keep going, because then you got to climb back uphill to the parking lot to get picked up. Anyway, that was cool. It's quick, easy, but always scary when you got a timeline to be in Denver for the train. So anyway, we're gonna keep moving on here. All right, we are walking Hillsian. Whew. It's like 7 to 10% grade. We just turned on to 40 off of Highway 60. The mountains never let you forget. All right, we're halfway into our second climb out of 3 today. This one so far has not been as bad because the grade has been pretty good. We were able to ride the whole thing so far. There's still 1.2 miles left out of a 3-mile climb. Then we have two smaller climbs, I think, and then we're going to descend into Golden. It's probably the last of the big mountains back there that I can see, or that we'll be able to see. But there's a car behind me. All right, time to get this thing done. All right, that was our last major climb of the day out of 3. We can see Denver from here now. All right, we are winding around Lookout Mountain. I'm gonna check out the Buffalo Bill Museum. All right, we are winding around Lookout Mountain, headed to the Buffalo Bill Museum. All right, so we are at Lookout Mountain and Buffalo Bill's gravesite and museum, and it's kind of significant to this trip because this section that I'm doing this week across Colorado is one that I missed in my 2016 trip because we kind of overestimated what we could do in the mountains, so we had a rental car from Boulder to Avon, and this is sort of connecting that route all together by riding from Glenwood Springs all the way back to Denver. And on the third day on that trip, when I was in Iowa, I camped right by Buffalo Bill's homestead near the Mississippi River. And then when I was in North Platte, Nebraska, I was there at his ranch. And then now we're at his gravesite here, sort of tying it all together, I guess. So kind of cool. But yeah, this is kind of the connector for the missing piece for my 2016 trip. So that'll complete everything basically from Chicago or Crystal Lake, where I live, all the way to Grand Junction, Colorado. But yeah, interesting little tidbit with the Buffalo Bill in there. So very cool. These views are awesome behind me. You can see Denver from here. You can see Golden, the whole valley from there, and kind of the direction that we're going to go on the bike path. So, all right. And it's also I don't know how long it is, but it's also all descent to Golden from here, so that should be fun. Okay. All right, we're in Golden, just cooling off in the river here, or cooling off in the creek. Such a gorgeous day. We got some time to kill, so wanted to put some miles down. We're halfway to downtown right now. So we've done 25 miles, we got 25 left, and it's pretty flat from here. It's all bike path. So I've been wanting to stick my feet in the creek all week, so here's our opportunity on our last day. And it is ice cold. And then about a half a mile from here, this water goes into the Coors Brewery. Anyway, we're gonna relax here for a little bit and just enjoy ourselves. All right, that was fun to cool off and clear a creek back there. Really enjoyed it. Now we're on a path out of Golden to downtown Denver. The next stop, Denver. It's also looking kind of ominous behind us. We've heard heard some thunder, so felt a few sprinkles, but that's about it. So, anyway, we keep pressing on. All right, well, a storm came through and we were right by a restroom with a nice overhang, so we got to hang out there, and there was some serious lightning, but only lasted about 20 minutes. And guess what? Now it's nice and sunny, so I think we're still gonna make it. It was nice. We got to talk to a couple that are from Austin, and they were asking about the Katy Trail and some other stuff, and I was able to give them some information. Really cool exchanging stories. So anyway, we're on our way. Next stop, Denver. All right, we made it to Denver. 50 miles today. We had a pretty epic climb this morning, a series of 3 of them. The first one we had to walk entirely because the grade was like 9%, but yeah, we made it. 6 days on the Colorado tour, sort of connecting the dots for me from unfinished biking where I had a rental car when I did this trip in 2016 with my buddy Jody. So yeah, kind of bittersweet to be done. It went by so fast, but my dad and I had a really good time. The scenery, I mean, as you can imagine, was just amazing. So worth it. And this is like a, kind of a bucket list thing too. You think about it, because if you're not healthy or in very good shape, this probably is not doable with all the mountain passes and everything. So really had a good time. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed spending time with my dad. And, at the same point, kind of glad to be done too, and heading back home. So. All right, well, that's it for Colorado tour. I will see you guys on the next one.